and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic, where we're taking a look at another Transformers Combiner Wars character, and this week it's going to be Skidive. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys, Skidive's kind of my least favorite out of the Aerobots team, or I should say the least favorite action figure out of this team. Now don't get me wrong, it's not that I hate this character, it's just, out of the list he's probably somewhere at the bottom. I think it's mostly just because of the gray, red, and black color scheme of him. And that weird kind of shape of his head. It almost looks like he's kind of wearing a bucket. The gray just seems to kind of clash against the overall white aesthetic that the Aerobots are going for. However, when you do combine him as the arm or the leg and form Superion, it doesn't stand out all that much, and it actually seems to break up the contrast. So just in robot mode, he kind of just stands out, but when you form him together, it actually helps complement. So that's why I don't really hate this guy, and he is a good addition. Now I do have some little nitpicks with my particular one. It's this screw right here doesn't seem to hold, and I have this little bit of separation in the plastic. I don't know if that's all of them or just mine, and it kind of broke when I was opening it. But yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. Now as far as his articulation goes, his head can move around like this. It's on a ball joint, but it doesn't move all the way back too much like some of the other Aerobots, so that is a little bit of a bummer. He has a nice ball shoulder joint right here, along with the bicep swivel, and an elbow rotation right here. Now it's a little bit of a ratchet right there, not as much as some of the other guys, so it probably will get loose over time if you play with it a little bit too much. He has some hip rotation right here, along with a waist rotation, and then a hip movement right here because the hip's on a ball joint. Thigh rotation just as always, and then knee rotation right here. Now as far as his weapons go, he comes with his nice beefy double barrel rifle. I'm hoping a lot of the details actually come up on camera. I know it's black plastic on a black background, but it's the best I can do. It fits nicely in his hand right here, and if you really wanted to, you could actually store it right here on his wings for when he's just kind of chilling with the rest of his team. Now his other weapon is this double barrel missile launcher that helps actually form the foot and hand of Menasor. And I really do like this motif right here. I mean, it's not as visually interesting as some of the Stunticons where they kind of had a little bit of engine parts sculpted into the detail. But this one actually helps fit with the jet. It makes you think of some sort of cargo, fuel container, or just weapons cache that would actually be on the jet. Alright, now to transform Skidive into his jet mode is a little bit tricky. You kind of have to be careful with the arms right here. I really wanted to pop them off and thought that they slid down like this. But in actuality, you're going to actually slide them back, rotate them down like so. You got to be careful with that because, well, like I said, my first instinct was to fold them out this way, and I almost broke this figure. I really had to look at the directions. It's kind of a nice, new, and interesting transformation technique that I don't think we're really used to all that much. After that, we're just going to rotate his head back around, make sure this is at the right angle, and then take the nose cone, flip it out, move it up to cover his face. After that, we're going to do the same kind of technique that we've done with a lot of the other Aerobots, and that's separate the legs, rotate them forward, down like that, snap that together, do the same thing for this one. Then snap both of these together. Then we're going to take his hands, and you're going to see these little pegs or grooves right here that fit right on the pegs right here. And yeah, his arms don't get hidden all that well when he's in his jet mode, but like I've said with a lot of the other Aerobots, I'm going to just forgive this and a lot of the bulk under the undercarriage right here just because it helps form Superion. Oh, I should also say we're going to move his wings down like so, move his back tail fins down like this. And there you have it. Skidive is now in his jet mode. And one thing I like about this is the actual hole that they've put up here, so you can actually mount his gun on the top if he's ready to shoot out some enemies, or you can mount it right here on the wing down here. And the same thing with his missile launcher. You could actually put it up here at the top, so he's really packing a lot of heat and ready for a fight, or put it down here, which actually is one I really like a little bit more because that's where missiles would actually be really stored on a jet. Oh, and I forgot to say that when he's in his jet mode, let me get this off. They've actually also sculpted in some little extra missiles right here, so you could always pretend that if he's ran out of his big guns, he has these pew pew little tiny things that he could help shoot off. Now to get skydive into the leg mode of Superion is actually fairly simple. I'm going to start off by bringing the nose cone back like so. Just pull it apart, bend it down. There we go. Almost like we're getting him back into robot mode. We're going to then separate his arms out like this, just so that they're out of the way. Going to separate his legs right here, and then we're going to move his head back so this part is coming up and sticking straight up. Where they're going to put his legs back together. Try to get them back how they're supposed to go. There we go. Should do it. Move his arms back down to the side, just like we're putting him back into jet mode. Move his wings forward, his tail fins up. And then we're going to take the foot slash hand of Minosaur, or Superion I should say. I keep getting those two confused. Or tongue-tied. And then we're going to put it right here, and there you have it. That's the leg of Superion. Now to get skydive here into the arm mode of Superion is actually fairly simple. I'm going to start off by moving his nose cone back like so, just like we're going to get ready to put him back into robot mode. Then we're going to move his wings back like this. We're going to pop his arms out like so, but rather than moving them all the way up, we're actually going to rotate them around, bend them back like this, so that they're almost facing this position, and you'll see that there's actually a little groove right in here that's going to fit right into this little peg, and it's not going to lock or snap too well, but just enough to actually hold it right there. I'm going to do that for the other side. Move that up and move that in. Just something to hold the arm so that they're not kind of flopping around. Then we're going to separate his legs and move them down almost, yeah, just like we're almost going to get him back into robot mode. And we're going to want to make sure that these little slots right here fit on these little pegs right here on the back of the legs. There we go. There we go. Then we're going to take this joint right here and move it out at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to move his arm out like this. Oh, we should also probably move his tail fins back like this if you want to. Next, we're going to take the hand slash foot of Minosaur. Just pop the fingers out. Rotate this down, move the thumb up, and there. Just put it right into place. And Skydive is now ready to form the arm of Superion.
Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future.